What's going on, Yankee fans? I am Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy, joined with my good friend, the vice president of the network and suffering Yankee fan, Danny Boy Reginald. And welcome to a September/October edition of and the season finale of Bombers Banter.
I can't
Reggie,
believe
my friend, how you doing? It's the season finale.
I can't believe what is this? Then what Marchish, April, May. We've been at this for a good like 7, 8 months here. So
Well,
kudos to us.
seven because we don't count the one that we made in March because, as I said, in the one in April, that is the one that everything that went wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
And
So
so
kudos to us. Kudos to us. We stuck by it.
we've been doing this since February,
Yeah.
and Reg is already getting ready for the holidays. He's got his Christmas tree in the
In the background. It's great.
yeah. So
October
anyway,
3rd and already thinking about the holiday. Halloween.
God, I can't believe it's October already.
Yeah, I know. And it's still hot outside, by the way. I don't know about you, but over
Today
here in
was like
Virginia, hot.
70s something.
Yeah. That's the 70s is perfect weather. I love that weather.
Yeah,
Here it's
but
like
it
80.
rained on Friday and Saturday again.
I know the weather last weekend in New York was terrible. I know they had the flooding, they had the torrential downpour. It was awful. Awful.
Yeah. So yeah, it is a so yeah. But today, dude, it's the season finale.
Yeah, man. We're just gonna just briefly just go through Yankee season. Um, and obviously, we have news regarding Aaron Boone's future, Brian Cashman's future, and all that stuff. We'll get to that, but um, just to start things off, obviously, the Yankees, when it didn't matter anymore, they showed some guts. They had a good September for the most part. Um, Judge getting back in the swing of things was too late. But Judge, he doing Aaron Judge things, hitting home runs, being the run producer, and he had a good season. I know he was injured. It's technically a down year because it wasn't nearly up to the level as it was last year because one of injury and two because he struggled, to get back really into a rhythm. But in September he was great. So that was good to see. Good to see DJ come back in late. I thought September was also great to see Jason Dominguez for a little bit. I don't know
And
about
then he
you.
got hurt.
Yeah, and he got hurt. He has the Tommy John. He'll miss half the season. But that was good to see. It was good to see. And I think we've seen enough to know that he will be the next time he plays another game of baseball, it will be in pinstripes. It's not going to be in the minor leagues. It's not going to be in no Somerset, no Scranton Wilkes-Barre, no Hudson Valley Renegades. No, it'll be in pinstripes. Real deal pinstripes.
And they will be in the Bronx.
In the Bronx, ready to go. So we've seen enough of that. Um, I love Austin Wells. Solid catcher. Still got to clean things up, but he's a solid catcher. He'll be the catcher for the next 20 years, hopefully. And, you know, the Yankees have some good young players, and it'd be a shame to sort of waste that. You have a good window of opportunity to have a good young team along with veteran players like Aaron Judge. They had some good free agents coming out there too in the offseason. Who are they going to get to help build that team? You wonder about the future of Giancarlo Stanton. I know his contract's hard to move, but if you can eat that money and go after someone else that could be more useful. Not saying that Stanton hasn't never been productive. He has been very productive. This is obviously not a good year for him, but for the most part, as a Yankee, Stanton has been pretty solid. But the contract's a problem. So you got to think about that a little bit. Yeah, like I think overall there are some positives, but obviously the big negative is the fact that the Yankees couldn't get it going no matter what. And
They
they
started getting it going when it didn't matter.
well, it wasn't even that. Like it's just the point I'm trying to make is that they never really got it going. We thought maybe that good month of May would have been the start of something. Remember, we were very excited about the month
Oh
of
my
May.
God, Meg, we
That
were
was a great
doing
month. And
cartwheels.
then June comes around, Judge gets hurt, and the season wasn't the same after that. You had Rizzo, who we now know has had a massive amount of concussion problems ever
And
since
we've
getting
said
hurt.
this. We think we think the guilty parties are both Rizzo
Mhm.
and the training staff.
Yeah, so
They should have said, "You dude, we
yeah,
don't like the way you're playing right now, and I think you need to get checked out."
yeah. So a lot of it, the Yankees just couldn't get it going. Players got going late, and by then, Bill, we already said it, there was just no way the Yankees were going to catch up. You had a very American, tough teams in front of you in the American League: the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Mariners, the Astros. Like that, that's a lot of teams that you have to worry about in order to make a playoff run. And
Absolutely.
ultimately at 82 and 80, it's just not it 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 doesn't reflect wrong choice of words.
The,
It
the record
it,
is
it
better
didn't
than what they actually are.
yeah it at 82 and 80 there was just no way the Yankees were going to make the playoffs. It just wasn't going to happen. And you're right. Yeah, look, the team on paper is so much better than half these teams in the American League. Like you saw, I pulled it up earlier. I'm looking through this American League standings, and I kill myself. The Yankees were clearly better than the Twins. Twins had 5 more wins than we did, just 5. Yankees are better than the Twins. If everything comes together as it should have been, Yankees obliterate the Twins
Oh,
record wise.
absolutely. And
And then the rest of that Central Division in the American League, everyone's under 500. Then you go to the West. You had the Rangers and the Astros both at 90 and 72. They had 90 wins. 90. That doesn't scare me. Mariners had 88 wins. That doesn't scare me. And then the Angels and A's, the A's who are just absolute abomination in all of baseball. And then of course the Angels under 500, and then of course the Red Sox under 500. So at some point you take a look at the big guns, the Mariners. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't get it done. The Blue Jays, Rays, Orioles. These are teams that when it mattered most, they got the job done. Yankees couldn't get
absolutely. And
and
the
it,
Yankees just didn't get it done. And
yeah.
like, listen, you also got to take, and I'm not saying what I'm about to say, hardens, because Judge getting,
Mhm.
you know, Rizzo, as we talked about, who should have, the training staff should have done a better job. Rizzo should have said something.
Mhm.
So I just want to say again, Yankee fans, these injuries do not exonerate the Yanks. Okay, they don't exonerate.
Mhm.
And then you have the pitching staff. You have Rendon, who literally couldn't, who literally
Clown.
was out until July, and then gets hurt again.
Clown.
What was that?
He's a clown.
He had a few good starts. I'll give him that.
Yeah, look, Rodon is good. He's a good pitcher, and look, I think the injury it bothered him that he couldn't get out there and get into a full rhythm because he got hurt. before the season
Oh,
starts.
this year, I'm willing to let Rendon
Yeah,
slide.
look, I think we should give him a pass, but he comes off as a clown because he complains and he acts like a big tough guy, and he also thinks that he's smarter and better than the Yankee fan. And the Yankee fans, we're very
I'm
intelligent people.
stupid here.
Like
Rendon, you don't need a
your
PhD from Harvard to figure
your
out
your
to figure you
performance
out
was
here,
bad.
kid.
Your performance was terrible. It was terrible. So, but I'm willing to give him the pass because he had the injury, and it was tough to get him in on the mound. It was tough for any type of rhythm to come in. Look, when you're gone half the season, that's what happens. You gotta. This is basically your spring training, but the problem is the Yankees were already in a playoff race, and when you're losing the amount of games that they did, it's when you need to get going and you're not quite there. It's very tough for a team trying to compete. So that's why I give him the pass. Next year, he gets no passes. He has to be healthy and he has to be ready to go. And if
Carlos
he's
Rendon, if you're
bad
listening,
or if
take
he's
care of yourself
injured,
during the offseason.
if he is bad or if he's injured, then the Yankee fans are going to question whether this contract was a bust.
Yes. Again, Carlos, take care of yourself during the offseason, buddy. Rest up
Mm-hmm.
and just be healthy. Stay healthy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
Nestor Cortez.
Yankee pitching in general was just bad. Bullpen was bad. Starting pitching was bad.
Sevy can
Minus
just
Garrett
go
Cole.
away forever.
Garrett Cole was the bright spot of all things Yankees
Absolutely.
throughout the
He
season.
was, and he better win that Cy Young.
Well, yeah,
If
and
he
look,
doesn't win that Cy Young, I call shenanigans.
it is a shame, man. The postseason's happening right now, and Garrett Cole's not featured in it. Can you imagine the game one start with Garrett Cole on the mound and oh my god, man.
I
God,
love that man.
that would have been electric.
It's
Uh
electric. Um, but anyway, like the pitching rotation that was built up this year, it wasn't like Mets level with Verlander and Scherzer. And we all know what happened with that situation.
hmm.
But it was all, ooh, we got we got
Yeah.
we got our rotation's gonna be Cole. No, wait, no. Cole, good. Sorry. Cole, great. Nestor, Rodon, Sevy,
And then
and Herman. We
the
wish him the
drunkie,
best in his treatment. We'll just say that we wish him the best.
the drunkie. I'm willing to go that far.
You're willing to go that far, aren't you?
Well, the team was bad. All that is a reflection of what this Yankee season was, and it's
And
okay. It
listen,
doesn't
with
mean look. It doesn't mean that I don't want Domingo Herman to get help. Of course, I want him to get help. I want him to be healthy. It doesn't mean that I don't want him to pitch well. Of course, I want him to pitch well. He's on my team, but you got to call out for what it is. So, as hard as it is, you have to call it out. So, a lot of things happened. It was all the drama with this Yankee team. They just couldn't get it going.
it
And
shows you the dysfunction of this team with
yeah, it shows dysfunction of the team. And look,
Herman's issues, which again
yeah,
we wish him all the best.
yeah, and look, ultimately, it's not and I know you're gonna. I know I'm sort of being hypocritical, but I'm sort of not. It doesn't fall entirely on Aaron Boone's shoulders because Aaron Boone didn't expect this to happen. This was not in his cards. Um, but then yet again, Boone's questionable managing throughout the season obviously did no favors for this franchise.
They didn't. He didn't.
So, and that's why I still think the Yankees, which they obviously didn't, if you know the news at this point, he is coming back for another season. I wouldn't have, brought him back. I would have fired him and tried to see if he's someone else. If it means we're going to get another analytics guy, okay, that's fine. But, we just can't have Aaron Boone. Boone is clueless half the time. But this whole season definitely was not on him. Yankee batting needs to be better. Um, they're keeping Sean Casey around to be the pitching coach, the
Like
hitting
even before they
hitting coach,
announced Boone was
hitting coach, um, and um, which I think the players see as a good sign. I'm not quite sure how to feel about it. Like how I am with you know these managers or coaches across any type of professional sport wanting to work with their friends. Like, yeah, it's never really a good time.
because we know he's a Boone lackey.
Yeah,
He is a Boone lackey. I've said it. You said it. He's a Boone lackey. And listen, even before they announced Boone was back, and we were talking about this. Oh yeah, by the way, we forgot to mention it. Boone's back.
yeah.
Um, this
Well,
is just. But
I mentioned it already, but yeah,
I just want to say this with Sean Casey. You and I, when we were doing the Sunday night football, we chatted about that a little. That Sean Casey was going to be back, saying, "Yeah, we know Boone's coming back," because Casey is nothing but a Boone lackey. He's nothing but a Boone lackey. And like, remember the Rockies series? Every time someone got a hit, what happened? They showed Sean Casey. I think Mike Rifkin said it best. They're sitting here treating Sean Casey like he's a genius, when in all honesty, he goes, any of us could get a hit in that ballpark in Colorado. And the thing is, Boone being back, I just saw a tweet from someone from Sportskeeda, and I think someone said it best. Um, and I think this tweet said it best. As you know, the San Francisco Giants recently fired Gabe Kalper, and they said Giants do not accept mediocrity, and they fired Gabe Kalper. Meanwhile, the Yankees embrace mediocrity and they bring back Aaron Boone.
yeah. And Kapler had, he was obviously another numbers guy, but did a very good job with the Giants. But you nailed it, Bill. It's about which team is willing to accept the losing. And it is very clear that no matter what, no matter how many times the Yankees lose, the Yankees just accept it. And at some point, when do you say, I'm not going to accept it? If Hal's really serious about, this season being unacceptable, then he needs to make that change. The problem is, I don't know. I feel like he feels attached. It's as if he wants to be attached to Brian Cashman. It's as if he wants to be attached to Aaron Boone. But he doesn't have to be. He can pull the trigger right now and say, both are gone, and let's restart everything. I don't know, man. I have a lot of concerns about this baseball team. It it doesn't make sense. This is
I do
not
too.
this is the Yankees. We want to win. Look, eventually, and the Yankees are so lucky that their fans still come out no matter what. But as evident in the last home series, Yankees had nobody.
Hey, Greg, remember, 3,000 fans were there. No, they
Yeah,
weren't, you liars. You freaking liars. And the 41,000 people were not there. You're all a bunch of liars. You're trying to make yourselves look good. No, you're a bunch of idiots. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, all four of you, last week, which was the last home game
mm-hmm.
for at Yankee Stadium, It was a makeup game from Saturday that was rained out because that was
Yeah.
weekend. It just rained
Nobody.
from
It was
Friday
all
night
blue.
to
All blue
Tuesday.
seats.
What was that?
Go ahead, keep going.
It was just, and the Saturday game was rained out, and they moved it to Monday, and it just looked and okay, a game that shouldn't have been played. May I remind you, because the Yankees were already out. The Diamondbacks had to fudge their schedule. They had to move the Monday game to Thursday. And when you see that game, they're like, there was like barely anyone there. There was barely anybody there. There's nobody there. And they're all like going, 41,000. No, they're not. And like, listen, here's a few factors. One, it was a Monday. Okay, so people are at work, and it was also Yom Kippur. So people were in religious services. Maybe people had to cover for people who were going to religious services. Two, next factor, the weather was crap. The weather was absolute crap. It was raining, it was cold, it was miserable.
Now,
And
obviously,
finally,
there is a difference between just so people understand. There is a difference between paid attendance, people who actually bought a ticket and stuff, and then the actual amount of people that came to the game. So just clarifying, because if they're saying 41,000, probably because 41,000 people probably paid for a ticket.
they probably paid attendance and people who bought tickets
Yeah. But yeah,
than
no,
people who actually showed up.
it was empty. Bill's right. It was empty.
And
It was not sell out. It was empty.
And here's the most important factor. You ready? You ready? You ready? This game was absolutely meaningless.
Yeah. So
You idiots are sitting there. Thousand. But then again,
well,
like
well,
you
well,
mentioned, then
meaningless
people
to
who
the
bought tickets.
Yankees. It was still meaningful for the Diamondbacks. Let's be real here. They're going to the playoffs.
Oh my god! But still, Reg, that was just sad.
Yeah, look, look. The point that I'm trying to make here, as we circle back to the original point, eventually, if the Yankees continue to accept the losing and they don't do anything to compete for a World Series, they couldn't even make a playoffs in a much easier playoff format. If they can't compete for a World Series and they accept it, a lot of fans are going to be like, I'm going to refuse to watch this team in person. I'm going to refuse to watch this team on TV, because why should I pay, or why should I waste my time and money and my energy rooting for a team that generally doesn't care about winning a World Series?
Agreed. Because you're thinking, why am I going to spend my hard-earned money to watch this crap? And if they keep this up, what it was on the last day, that could be the future.
Yeah.
Because listen, Hal claims to be like he's some business genius. When a product sucks, people don't use it anymore. Hal, am I right, Reg?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. They
So,
taught you that in business school.
yeah, the Yankees, bottom line, they have to get a grip. They have to start caring about winning. They have to start focusing on improving the team. Like I said, you have free agents, you have a young core of players. If you combine both, that's something that you have there. And look, if you want to use the analytics, I am all for the numbers, but there has to be a mix and a match. One of the things that the Mets are doing right now that I absolutely hate is that they're bringing on this absolute mathlete, geeky guy, David Stearns, who, I'll give him credit. He did a very good job with Milwaukee when he was the president of baseball over there. But the Brewers haven't won a World Series. They didn't win a World Series when he was there. So the fact that the Mets, all of a sudden they want to go in the route and pretty much ignore the traditional way of playing the game of baseball, it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating to me, and the hope is that the Yankees don't go down the same route, and I feel like they have to a point, and they need to get back to the basics. You got to stick with, what is right in your lineup, on the field, and all that stuff. Playing small ball, and half the time I get worried that the Yankees are just going to completely abandon it, and shame.
Yeah. So, Reg, I want to ask you. Sadly, 2024, Aaron Boone's to be manager again.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll all cry about that later. Is this coming season? Because this is the last year in his contract.
It's year 7 total.
This is his final year in his contract. Are the Yankees gonna? Do you think? Reg, I want an answer from you now. Today, October 3rd at 4 p.m. in this year of our Lord, 2023, are the New York Yankees, is Aaron Boone going to be the manager in 2025?
It's too early to predict that, because I don't know what the Yankee team is going to look like ultimately. But they better be good though.
If they
82 wins.
If they suck, oh yeah, another thing I'm going to say about Aaron Boone in a second. If they suck, then I think it is time. It is time, Hal Steinbrenner. It is time, Brian Cashman, to say, call Aaron Boone in your office and just say, Aaron, this isn't working. Thank you for your service to our organization. We'll give you till noon tomorrow to clean out your locker. In other words, you're fired. Because you know what I can't stand about baseball managers sometimes, Reg? Any other job, if you screw up a lot, they go, oh, we have to tell you the truth here, pal. You suck at your job. We're gonna have to let you go. But here, oh, you suck again? Oh, that's fine. We'll keep you around.
Look, the grit to be successful has to be there. You want to win. It's about winning. It's not about getting by. It's not about being content with playoffs. It's about winning. That's what sports is about. Winning.
Yeah. You want to know something? When they were posted on like, ooh, 6 consecutive winnings for Aaron, 31 wins. Shut up. Just shut up.
Like, if we're seriously celebrating, and I don't think Yankee fans are celebrating that.
I saw it on some like
stupid ass 31 consecutive years of above 500 record. I don't think any Yankee fan is celebrating 31 consecutive winning seasons. At least the real Yankee fans like us don't give a fuck.
No. What, you think we're gonna sit here, pop the champagne, and celebrate? No.
Because
we're not gonna
it's
celebrate
another year. This is year 14. No World Series. No playoff at all. Like, why should I be happy about 82 wins? Why?
And this is just these people who are just celebrating mediocrity. This is a mediocrity team. I want an A+ team out there. What, you expect me to stand up and clap for a C? This is at best no C, dude. This is at best a D-rated team. What do you think? D or C?
definitely an F.
I'm being too nice to them. And oh, what? You got to win in season. You didn't finish in last place. What did he freaking do? What do you want, a cookie? Do you think everybody wants a cookie, Reg?
um, I've said enough. I said enough.
It's
Another person
just
that's said a lot, Aaron Judge. Um, at the conclusion of the season, he met with the media in front of his locker, talked about um, stuff that needs to be changed. Now, of course, the Yankees are hiring an audit to look into um, the data and all that stuff, how they can improve, and of course that it doesn't surprise Aaron Judge that um, someone from an outside company is looking into the analytics of the Yankees and how they can be better or what went wrong and all that stuff. And look, you
Reg.
and I love the quote that he says here. We got a lot of numbers, but I think we might be looking at the wrong ones and maybe should value some other ones that some people might see as having no value. But when you're playing 162 games, you gotta grind and you gotta play through things. I think there are certain things you can't put a number on. And basically he's saying, look, numbers are great, but baseball is an actual game that people play. There's a human element to things. Some numbers are good, but not all numbers are good. Not all numbers can measure how to be a successful baseball team. So it's not surprising that he's pushing it back a little bit there.
Yeah. And like we always said, the nerds in the front office,
Mm-hmm.
they're not gods. And I think Aaron Judge is 100% correct. I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts about it. What do you think?
Well, he's right in the sense that the Yankees are emphasizing the numbers too much. And then you need to take a step back a bit and just play baseball.
We can agree on that.
Oh, everyone could agree with that. Now, he never publicly said that he wanted Aaron Boone to be fired. Um, but he obviously has concerns about it. He can't sugarcoat that. Um, and of course, what is he supposed to say? That Aaron Boone sucks? Like, no, he's a captain, he's a team captain. Like he has to,
He has to show some class.
he has to be positive about things. So
And
he won't throw his manager under this.
but you
But
know what?
you could tell based on and obviously I know it didn't seem that way throughout the season because when he was on the field he was messing around, smiling, and all that stuff. So people didn't think he would take seriously, but it turns out that he is very very upset about what's going on this year, and that he expected the team to be better. And look,
Yes, and you know what?
it makes me kind of nervous knowing he stayed with the Yankees thinking that they were going to go after it. They're going to win a championship. They're going to finally get over whatever hump and all that stuff. So very, very, very frustrating.
Okay. I want to say a few things because you feel bad for Aaron Judge. This was his first season as captain. And, you got this. And, like, listen, he got hurt. That was a factor. Injuries were a factor. That happens. But when you're playing this and you're expecting, you have a championship caliber mindset and everything goes belly up, he has a right to be frustrated. And listen, I respect the fact that he is defending his manager, or not really defending. He's just not saying whether he should be fired or not. He's being classy, and I can respect that. But here's the thing I want to say when we saw about Hal Steinbrenner's audit. how he's paying some. Okay, let me simplify this for you folks. Hal Steinbrenner is paying people to tell him he's an idiot while we do this for free.
But it's not even about.
He's paying people to tell him he's doing everything wrong while we're doing that for free.
Yeah, but the outcome of it isn't necessarily going to backfire on Hal. He's just going to listen to them and make adjustments to a system that's already in place. So it doesn't really change anything. It's just more numbers.
Oh God, I hate numbers.
Um,
I'm getting a headache from even thinking about numbers.
yeah. So Yankees had a really tough season. It ends at 82-80 on the year. Ended in Kansas City. No high notes, no moral victories. It was a bad season.
Mike, listen, do you show that this is a sign of a disaster, or do you just go, it's a bad season, it happens, come back next year?
No, I'm not. No, there's no. Well, it happens. No, this team on paper is a good team. There's no bad season that happens. No, this team is good, but they gotta execute it, and they can't be making any excuses. Shame. What a shame.
It is an
Yankees have to
absolute shame.
Yankees have to regroup in the offseason. Me and Bill, we will be all over it. SIP, all over it on SIN. With this thing, we do plan to do an offseason show. We're not gonna do it every month, but
So, for those of you who want to know our off-season plans, I guess this counts as our October edition, basically, because we are doing this in October.
well, September, October. We didn't do one in September,
So we'll consider that. Um, Next month we're gonna do like a free agency show.
mm-hmm.
Who the Yankees should get in free agency, who we think should take the long walk to the hell out of here. And listen, if any monumental news, well, since Boone and Cashman are staying, and I would say if Boone and Cashman get fired, that wouldn't be just an episode, Rex. You know what that would be? That would be a whole extravaganza
Yeah.
with dancing girls and everything. But unfortunately, that's gonna have to wait. Hopefully, another year. But if we get some big monumental signing, not just they signed some random guy from the White Sox, like big monumental signing, we'll do a show for that. But yeah, like I said, November. This is our regular season finale. November is going to be our free agency show. Um, December and January are going to be pretty much up in the air. Like I said, if big monumental news happens, we'll bring it to you. But unless that happens, after next month, you won't see us again till February.
Mm-hmm. And at that point, we hope the Yankees make the right moves and actually try to improve this ball club. Something that if I'm being honest, Yankee fans don't ask for much. They just want to win. Show us if they're serious about Boone, if they're serious about Cashman, if they're serious about this analytics stuff. You gotta show it. Show that you really care.
So okay. So for the last time this regular season, well, we'll do it next month too. Don't worry. But guess what it's time for?
Mm-hmm.
You know what it's time for, folks.
Yeah, I couldn't avoid it. I tried to.
He was trying to. Okay, we're just gonna get this out of here so we can edit it. And we'll get. It's time for stuff the Reds.
Okay.
Okay, I
Hey,
hate to
look, I
be.
I promise, Bill. Give me a few questions, and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability.
Okay, now listen. Since this is since this is an abysmal season, the category is basically Yankees and failures.
Oh, okay. Oh, jeez.
Okay, first question, Reg.
Mm.
Name All 4 decades, the Yankees did not win a World Series.
All 4 decades.
That the Yankees did not win a World Series.
4 decades which the Yankees did not win a World Series. Well, the 80s.
That was one of them.
They win. This past one, the 2010s.
Yes.
Then the other guesses would have to be the 1900, the 1900 to 1909, and then is it 1910, 1919?
Yes, correct. The Yankees did not win a World Series in the 1910s, the 1900s, the 1910s, the 1980s, and the 2010s.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
Um. Okay. Question 2. Since yesterday, at the reminder of our good friend Larry Schnaps, yesterday was Bucky Dent Day, as we commemorate the 45 years of when he hit that home run.
45 years since he hit that damn home run. Like shit.
Yes. Okay. True or false?
Okay.
Bucky Dent, in addition to being the career triumph, his biggest career triumph at Fenway Park, he also had one of his biggest career bumps as being fired as Yankee manager at Fenway Park. Is that true or false?
Bucky Dent?
Yes.
Hmm.
Did you know he was Yankee manager?
I don't know. I'm gonna take a wild guess. False.
It's true.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, Bucky Dent was actually fired after the Yankees lost it at Fenway Park. So Fenway Park is the home of his biggest career triumph
Career triumph and then failure as a manager.
and his biggest failure. So Fenway Park is a mixed bag. Sly promotion for my other podcast is a mixed bag of another is a mixed bag of feelings for Mr. Dent.
You see, Bucky Dent is, he everyone knows him as the player. You forget that he's actually been a manager before. So, it's weird.
Okay. And okay, next one. Since we didn't have a losing season, guess this question's pretty much moot, but we'll throw it in there anyway. Who was the manager when the Yankees finished below 500? Was it A, Stump Merrill, B, Bucky Dent, C, Buck Showalter, or D, Joe Torre?
When the Yankees finished under 500.
Yes.
Well, Joe Torre was always over, well over. What were the other the other three? Sorry.
Stump Merrill, Bucky Dent, and Buck Showalter.
Were Bucks teams ever under 500? I don't remember. Probably not. I'm gonna rule him out. Was it Stub Merrill? No, it was Bucky Dent. No, it was Buck Showalter. Okay.
It was Buck Showalter.
See, I'm thinking, and it was the 90s. So I was like, okay, were they that bad when when he took over as manager? I guess he was. Okay.
Okay, you know what? Let's get away from all this dread for a second. And I'm going to ask you a question of something more upbeat. Okay. Since they're going to be talking about the awards pretty much soon, who was the only Yankee to win MVP with the Yankees and another team? Was it A. Roger Maris, B. Reggie Jackson, C. Alex Rodriguez, or D. Roger Clemens?
A Rod. Yeah.
He won with the Rangers in 2003, with the Yankees in 2005 and 2007.
Yeah.
Just something positive,
The
because
A Rod with the Texas Rangers. Everyone, I don't know how many people actually remember that. He was phenomenal with the Rangers. He was a stud with Texas.
uh,
Oh my god.
so I guess in the words of Phil Collins in Genesis, that's all.
Yeah, man.
That is all. Do 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 do. That's all. Okay. So if they want more, Reg, my friend, where do they go?
Well, the sportscitynetwork.com is your place to be. Um, find all of our podcasts wherever you get your podcasts. Some podcasts are available on YouTube. Some shows are available on YouTube, like this one, baby. This one is always available on YouTube. So please continue to follow the YouTube channel, follow our podcast. Just search Sports City Network and you'll see a ton of podcasts. You'll see a ton of them. And I'm Danny Boy Reginald.
I am Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy. So everyone, thank you for watching Bombers Banter this season. We had a great time doing it.
Great time. Let's go Yankees. Hopefully for a better 2024.
Next month, check out our free agency show, whenever that will be. And yeah, so we hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Take care. And let's go, Yanks.